Chevrolet Camaro. And there, whoops, way up over the curb, hopping how it all kicked off. Duncan Houseman's Chevrolet is ahead. Calamia goes for a gap that wasn't there when he started, it was when he finished. For the KTM just up the road ahead. Who does he defend from? He puts Lackinger under the grass. Silverstone moves right across on him, and there's contact for second place between Goulden and Valorania going into the chicane. It's the third of those cars. Was slow coming out of the chicane, and it was the Autolando Sport Porsche in the hands of Alessandro Giovanelli that went for a gap that wasn't necessarily there, and an intermittent problem that ultimately would force it into retirement. There was this drama in the Tarif. Way wide goes Mads Siljehout, wheels in the gravel, demolishes the marker. Oh, that was a good save. Replay of more dramas coming out of the second chicane. 64 in strife, which is the Emmanuel Vink and Chris Block. And that's a rotation for
in the Ecris M4, and now is that smoke from the car ahead, a lock-up? No, that is damage. She's clattered the barriers there, and the Ecris BMW is off. Let's get a replay, and you can see exactly what happened there. Yeah, just understeered, and that was a big hit, wasn't it, into the barrier. You see what I mean about the smoke coming from the car ahead, though? And I wonder if some oil has come from that car, that Ginetta, and that was what caused him to slide. Let's have a look. Now, yeah, under braking, just snapped away from him. It's a big, strong car, that, though. The barrier probably came off worst, so we didn't see that. But that was a move which happened just ahead. Oh, and then clattering into the 1 point. The top three were very much together when Chris Block joined the party. Wasn't without incident. It's a fairly low-speed incident before the pit stops. It's now down to 9th position and 10th from the very back of the grid. Luca Anselmi, the championship leader, and number 44 down the escape road. Drivers just a time for a quick word before they swapped over. Back markers certainly were half of the race, particularly I think for number 84. Wait for them to come through before it rejoins. And what happened here? Trying to stay out wide. Actually got tagged there by the number 34 position. Here is a replay of this pretty forceful move. Now that was on the other Porsche. Forming up behind him though. Look at the BMW, makes contact there. The Allied Racing BMW, and into the barrier. I'm afraid goes number 84. He's put the pressure on, but now I say that he tries up the inside, gets all over the curbs, the back end of the car. Leary through the kink. Then it was a bit of a daredevil move, lock up. I think he actually tried to back out of the move because he realised it wasn't quite going to happen, but he was all locked up. He skidded straight on and couldn't avoid running into the side. He find a way through at the best overtaking opportunity into turn 1. Clock ticks down to 0 seconds now, but they've already crossed through the line, so they will get another lap at the end of this one as well. Good news for the Porsche, going around the outside into Lagar, onto the Pau-Francorchamps. The back end slips around, he doesn't get the grip he wants. The Porsche's got better grunt, it's got better acceleration, contact! The top two crash, a full 360, the BMW carries on. The Porsche does a 720-degree spin all the way around. The BMW is now in trouble, broken front suspension. The Porsche gets going and gets the lead of the race. Oh, goodness me, could you have more drama at the end of the race? Grammatico is trying to make that car move. Stances, it is going to be another win for the Pro Sport Performance car. This time for Andreas Patzel and Nicola Moller-Madsen. They take the checkered flag.
Oh, man. Oh. Dennis, I think that's a completely separate incident. That is it's Getzi that's gone. Well, we saw the back end of the Getzi car having gone around, but what we didn't see was how the Getzi car had gone around. Well, now we have an ambitious move that probably wasn't there. Oof. Well, there was the love tap. In fairness, we didn't initially see the fact that that impact on the Moller-Madsen car. But even so, well, that has really rather changed the shape of that little battle that was really shaping up quite nicely towards the end of this race. The one that's got away with it scot-free is probably... And that's how that happened. BMW. And that's how it all went horribly wrong. Piles on the... You can look at the brake dust coming off of the front brakes as he applies so much pressure to try and scrub the speed off, but ends up going sideways into the tyre barrier in a podium place. So let's see this in replay. So as Van Oranje turns in, well, where he's turning into, the gap is full of that KTM crossbow, which means the Ecris BMW in contact. That was a spin and a half, wasn't it, from the Struve car, which of course was returning following the drive-through penalty. Look at that. Both of them pirouetting out there on track. So lucky not to be collected, but whoa, and that Porsche straight into the tyre barriers there.
Little corner there. Is it contact? No, it isn't. It's very tight indeed, but the Sin losing a little bit of ground as through in number 90 comes Luca Anselmi, who, don't forget, won the opening race there. The first two races. Oh dear, the Sin went for Be Cold. Well, down into the first corner, almost up the inside goes the Chodson Maserati. Porsche on the outside, given a bit of a tap into the gravel. There's a little punch. And here is the replay at the start. How's that for an instant replay? Great start from the BMWs at the front. Maserati tries to come up the middle, clashes with the Aston Martin. Martin pushes it out of way. I couldn't see if somebody tagged Jan Kasperlik. In the first race, the Brookspeed Porsche, the red and silver one, was in a clash with the 50 Maserati. And this time, again, the innocent party. Damage, frustration, huge disappointment there for Jan Kasperlik. He's out of the car. Would almost need that replay from other angles as well. From the front end, I couldn't see. Certainly, he's got nothing to complain about. Well, he's crossed with the other Porsche, but I think he came across on the 40 Porsche, not the other way. Dirty stuff on the outside. This is a super tight corner, Hans Ernst Bock, and the 007's gone for a spin. It was spun. Let's have a look. The BMW number 9 seems far enough clear. Down into Tarzan they go. He's 1.5, maybe 2 car lengths clear. Comes down to 1 car length, then halfway round the corner. Here comes the impact. Well, there's a great speed differential between the cars. I don't know how we managed to have so much of a speed differential, but the net result, Maserati has tapped the rear of the BMW. Round it goes, the sister